So ceremonial grade cacao is known for being grown in a specific way. It's usually the old growth trees called the Criollo variety. That is the non-hybridized native trees. Sometimes they are hundreds to thousands of years old. And a great place where you'll see those is the high rainforest regions of Guatemala, Peru, more of the tropical jungle type areas. It's a large canopy tree. And ceremonial grade cacao is known more for its energetics, its spiritual energetics, and its nutritional value. It's typically going to be less caffeinated and more rich in the feel-good bliss hormones such as anandamide, theobromine, and it boosts serotonin levels, opens the heart, and it's very great with all that blood flowing through. You are able to absorb a lot more of the nutrients, up to 40 or 50% more, whatever you're drinking with it. So a great time to get your medicinal powders in, such as ashwagandha, maca root, hisha wu, all those things. I love talking about this. Well, I'm going to start with cacao's Latin name. Theobroma cacao translates to food of the gods, and it's traditionally been used as a global currency in ancient cultures. So for example, they would trade cacao beans and bigger amounts of cacao, like processed cacao paste or large chunks of the chocolate, for larger purchases. And it's also been used in wedding ceremonies, marriages, rites of passages, and one of my favorite ones is childbirth. It's been used for the woman to get through the labor process and provide her the energy and sustenance she needs to get through that expansive journey, and also after that process to replenish the body and get the mineral content back in line, because it's very high in minerals, fats, protein, and all the things your body needs. So drinking ceremonial cacao on a weekly and preferably daily basis is going to have the spiritual benefits of opening up the heart into deeper and more expansive states over time. Maybe a journaling practice, a meditation practice, working through any trauma or spiritual goals, heightened and deeper meditative states. And that's all aided by the feel-good bliss hormones that cacao has that I mentioned, the anandamide, the serotonin increase in the body, and the theobromine. And some of the physical benefits are mental clarity, focus, improved blood flow. It's great for creativity and expansive states of mind, and it's used often by athletes for improved athletic performance and energetic levels to be increased throughout the body. That's a great question. So cocoa is known as the hybridized version of chocolate. So that's going to be things like Hershey's chocolate, typically, cocoa powders, and it is a higher caffeine product, and it's also something that is more processed. So it's not as medicinal in that way because it is often heated more, alkalized, and Dutched, which means the fat is typically taken out of the cacao, of the cocoa, and that will result in a product that's not as balanced. And then the difference on the flip side of the coin is ceremonial grade cacao, and that is going to be, like I mentioned, the old growth trees. It's grown for the energetics, the spiritual properties, the plant medicine, rather than the aspects such as being a hybridized commodity plant that can be used for any chocolate type variety, Hershey's chocolate, whatever it might be. Ceremonial grade cacao is used for cacao ceremonies, the deep spiritual benefits, and it is a form of plant medicine. Just like all the plant medicines out there, it's a little more subtle, but very powerful over time. It's one of those that can really create leaps and bounds in the spiritual life if consistency is there and intention. question, I would say it's non-mind altering. However, cacao can and most likely will lead to elevated states of happiness, joy, bliss, and an expanded open heart. The other aspect is ceremonial grade cacao is an MAO inhibitor. So that means whatever you take it with, you're going to absorb more of it. So for example, if you are taking it with mushrooms of any type, you're going to have more of the benefits of the mushrooms enter your body due to the increased blood flow. So you can absorb up to 40 or 50% more of whatever you're taking with it. So a lot of people like to take the cognitive mushrooms, and that can lead to more of an expanded, heart open journey for whatever that journey is, intention is. So I've been sourcing directly from Keith's Cacao now for about 3 years, and I'm a cacao practitioner there because I really believe in how they're sourcing their cacao with hand peeling and hand roasting it, and supporting the local Guatemalan economy. There's about 20 to 30 Guatemalan families that are supported by the women who are working with the cacao on a daily basis. And the fact that it's being processed by hand and hand toasted in the traditional ways rather than done by a machine, that's big for me. And the other reason is just Keith's Cacao is really sourcing the cacao based on the energetic, spiritual properties, how it's grown being pesticide free, grown in an old growth forest rather than something that's hybridized and might be high in heavy metals, pesticides, mold, fungicides, that type of thing. So I found it to be the best cacao in the world. I really feel that when I drink it and when I tune into it, and also just the flavor. It's not overly bitter, it's very balanced, and you can get to really high levels of consciousness, joy, bliss, happiness by just drinking it, tuning in, and having an open heart full of gratitude.